All right, here we go.
I'm camera shy.
What was the pattern switch?
All right, here we are. Oh, that's why I got the volume on here. Shouldn't have. All right, so how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
All right, welcome to Bible study. Welcome online. We got some of you online. Good to see everybody out there online. And so this stupid thing. I got the volume off. All right, I'm getting out of this. Are you on the Facebook?
I am.
My wife is on the Facebook. She will answer your questions. I will get off the Facebook Live. So, last week, we talked about, what did we talk about last Sunday?
Josiah, King Josiah.
Oh, King Josiah, we were talking to him 6 weeks, so
Yes.
specifically, what were we talking about last week with King Josiah?
Duty.
Duty.
Duties and responsibilities.
So, how many of you guys were in the military? We got 2. What was the worst duty you ever had?
Guard duty in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. Do you remember like an experience like you were like, I want to run from here? Either one of you guys?
Yeah.
Nah, just
I was in 29 Palms in California, and it's probably the worst place on the earth. So I wanted to get out of there as quick as possible. It's like
Okay.
120 degrees there.
Okay.
On average. So.
I had just the opposite. I was up in the mountains of Germany and sitting in the open field watching the tree line, and it was pouring rain and about 35 degrees.
Okay.
And I was out there for 6 hours.
Okay. So but did you have the option of leaving? You had to do your duty, right? So we talked about duty last week. So what did you guys get out of the sermon last week when we talked about that? Anybody?
Well, it's a duty to serve the Lord.
Okay.
He was trying to bring the people back. 'Cause
Okay.
they pretty much went away.
So anybody remember the 4 points at the end? What were the 4 points? Duty, I said, what's a duty higher than all other duty? Sacred duty, right? Sacred duty is higher than all our other duties. So we talked about that serving God is more important than anything else. What's the second point I talked about? Duty involves what?
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. So if we're going to have a duty to God, it costs sacrifice. We have to sacrifice other things. Third point is duty forced and obligated, or how do we have true duty? So I said I did a terrible job preaching last week.
There was so much there, it was hard to...
So duty means sacrifice. Christian duty is born out of love and gratitude. And then the last point, our duty is to serve God and others. And he said that. He told the priest, all right, stop carrying the ark back and forth, put it in the temple, that's why it was built, and go and serve God and serve the people. Okay, so that's kind of what we talked about, duty. But I started off the sermon talking about how today a lot of times we serve God out of emotion. Some people serve God out of duty, some serve God out of emotion. A lot of what happens in churches today, and how people perceive God, you hear the key words, right? I felt this, or I feel God is here. But is that always a indication? Okay?
No.
So let me ask you tonight, do you tend to serve God out of duty or out of emotion?
A duty.
Duty?
Duty.
Anybody else?
Emotion.
Emotion? So what are the benefits and what are the dangers of both?
When you serve out of emotion, your emotions are up and down. So you might want to serve God on Monday, and then by Wednesday, you're like drained. Whereas if it's a duty, you perform at a certain level every day because you have to.
Okay. Is there a benefit in emotion?
No.
No, there's one day you can be happy and one day you can be sad. And
Okay, well that's the negative, but is there a benefit of serving God with emotion?
I think yes.
Yes.
Well, what are the benefits?
Because if you didn't
Serving.
you're serving him joyfully.
You're serving Him joyfully,
Yeah.
right? So what are the dangers of duty, of just focusing on duty?
it becomes every day instead of the Lord leading.
It becomes mundane,
Yeah.
You know, your heart may not be in it
Right.
sometimes.
right? I mean, and so that's what, it's not either or, I guess is what I'm saying. Duty has its place. I think today and what I failed to mention Sunday, I talked about my kids and their duty, but what I failed to mention is really that this church is here today because of the older people and their sense of duty. When the church was barely alive, if you will, and there's only a few people coming, there were people here, and some of you are still here, and a lot of them they're not here tonight, but they're in the church, but because of duty, they were given, they were coming, they were consistent, they were praying. It wasn't, happy emotional time. It was out of duty. So that's good, but there's a danger of and then you can become, when Jesus came, did the Pharisees serve out of duty? What did they serve out? The Pharisees. Were they very dutiful?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were there, they were doing all, but did they have any emotion, did they have any heart? I guess I could say it, maybe more than emotion is, when I say emotion, I'm talking about, we're doing it from our heart, we're doing it with joy, we're doing it, there's that other aspect of serving God. And so there's benefits of both and there's dangers of both. And we want both. I mean, how would a marriage be if it was just duty?
Boring.
Boring, right? Men, we complain as men about the emotions of our wives, but as my daughters say to me all the time, Daddy, you love the drama. They say that all the time and my screen just froze.